Hi everyone, this is Molin and from the Africa Cultural Promotion Center from Molin Cares, and today is the day that I will share with you my absolute gardening fails. Now, as you remember from my previous videos, I normally grow vegetables in my garden, and I have been growing mainly sukuma wiki, which is a kind of kale, and so I always enjoy fresh vegetables in the spring. This time I'm gonna show you how I completely failed at it, because for 3 months I have been watering I'm ashamed to say, but that's the truth. I've been watering and looking after weeds, thinking that I was looking after vegetables. How did this happen? Let me show you. So this year I decided that after 3 years of sukuma wiki, I was going to grow something else. I got some seeds from Uganda. I got some seeds for my potted vegetable plants and everything. And I meant to grow this here is buga, which is like a spinach. And this over here is dodo, which is also a kind of spinach. Actually, to be honest, now I'm not even sure if this is also dodo, but this now to me looks like nakati. So my intention was to grow nakati from the start, and I have other vegetables. This is mint, so I had both the green dodo, buga, and nakati, and that was the plan. So what happened is I am lazy, so that's admission number one. And normally when I started new season, I don't remove all the soil. I just, renew the soil, add some more, and then grow. And normally, because I always could obviously tell when I had, for example, this is kuma, you can't really mix it with anything else, I always remove the weeds very easily. So what happened is I got the seeds for nakati. That was it's one of my favorite plants. I got the seeds and started to grow them, and then I put some of them just basically in the garden, and then the others I put in small potted plants to get some seedlings. When I got the seedlings, when they were ready, I had to move them to the new garden. So I was using two patches. I was using this patch and this patch. And what I did, when it started to grow, I would remove, like, I see these kinds and I think, oh, these are weeds. And so along the way, I thought I'm removing weeds. So normally these are the actual vegetables. So, but at one point I was removing them thinking that those are the weeds. And another thing that happened is gradually, as it got warmer, the slugs begin to come up. If you remember from my previous video about slugs eating my garden, eating my vegetables, the slugs begin to come up. So the slugs actually like this. So most of the bits, they would eat their heads off, that they would really eat it almost to the stem. So I didn't realize that. So the end result was that as I was weeding, I would sometimes look at these and take them out, thinking that I am actually taking out the weeds. It turned out I was taking out the actual vegetables. And as these started to grow bigger, at one point they were at about this size, and I thought they are too crowded. They were at about this size, so I thought, oh, they're too crowded. I pulled out everything else to give them room to grow. But it turns out I was pulling out the actual vegetables. So for the last 3 months, I have been faithfully watering these weeds, and then I saw them growing and I thought, oh, they are growing very well, but they didn't really look like anything I knew. I was expecting them to start to look like this. So it's only 2 days ago that I was taking a walk and I realized I seem to be finding these everywhere along the street, because now the sun has really been up and they're sprouting everywhere. So I realized, wait a minute, what are the odds that anybody planted these vegetables along the road? And when I took a closer look, I realized I have actually been growing weeds Oh my God. To be sure that I was growing weeds and not actual vegetables, I took a walk with my daughter to have a look along the road as I walked to see, because I have a feeling I've seen these weeds along the roads and in my evening walks, and to my surprise I found these almost everywhere. So I'm for sure that they are weeds. So walking, for example, you can see this is really eaten. This is by somebody's house garden, just in the neighborhood. So as I walk in people's flower garden, you can see this is it growing. See all of this, huh? What I thought. See, this is it. Shame, eh? Shame, really. I'm gonna have to uproot it now. So at first I had my doubts, and so every time I walked, and now a few days ago, first of all, they are not so resistant to the sun. See, they're now burning out with the sun, and the rest of the vegetables are growing. So a few days ago I kept walking and looking and discovering, and now I can confirm really that I have been growing weeds. This is the other patch, and you see, completely different. These are growing very healthy. This is booger. It's like a kind of spinach, like a kind of Ugandan spinach. These are growing very well. So luckily for this patch, I don't recycle it very much. I kind of had largely new soil, and also because I know this looks a different color, so I was taking out all those that were looking green. Like if I would see one like this, I would just take it off because I know it's a weed. So that is how I was successful with this patch. But this patch that has a lot, it was a total fail. So in the end, all this is actually nonsense. This is all weeds. And what is annoying for me, of course, if you see, is that I just recently put fresh soil, so I have to actually uproot them all. I have to uproot them all because at one point I thought, oh, these are growing so well, I'm probably about to eat fresh veggies. So now I uproot everything because this is all weeds. I have to take it all out. I'm very sad, very disappointed, even very ashamed, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I let it be. So now I'm gonna remove these, and I have to start all over again. I have a few months left to grow some more nice vegetables. Actually, now that I have this patch free, you see, shame that they almost outgrow the normal ones, because what I did is I had a little of these also left in another seedling patch that I had made. I brought it and put it over here, but because they are outnumbered and completely covered by the weeds, you see they are all so small compared to these. These are really healthy. I love these. Oh my god, I can't imagine, because very soon I can even harvest from these. This is also like a bucket that I had that was useless, and I put some seeds in, some seedlings. Some made it, but you see this was eaten. This was eaten by slugs. Those were eaten, and I'm left with these. And this is Nakati for sure. So this is booger, and this looks like Nakati. What I'm gonna do actually is move one of these to that bigger space so that it can grow and blossom, because they seem to be getting crowded in this bucket. And this is how you correct a mistake. Uproot and take it where it belongs, right here in the bin. And there, goodbye, in the bin. And now I have a fresh patch for a new beginning. But yeah, thank you, and promise not to laugh, really. But well, it is what it is. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. But I'm still happy that I'm going to be eating some veggies. But I'm gonna have to undo this mess, and this is really a lesson in life. You win some, you lose some. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely weekend, have a lovely week, have a lovely day wherever you are. And please, if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and press the notification bell so that you can always be updated about what we're doing. And some of these random videos where I'm sharing my fails are also an extra bonus. So please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye. So as you can see, I corrected the mistake. I got some of the plants that were crowded in the bucket and placed them in the fresh patch. And so the bucket ones now have some space. So they are going to grow much better. So the lesson here is that, yeah, we make mistakes, but once you make the mistake, we can correct it, sort it, and move on.